Hello and welcome to Rahja's Raids. In this tutorial I will be showing you how I defeated Immerseus with Edge of Zangarmarsh in our 10-man raid. The full video of Edge defeating Immerseus will follow at the end of this tutorial. The first raid boss of Siege of Orgrimmar is Immerseus, a repetitive two-phase fight. For this fight we used 2 tanks, 5 DPS, and 3 healers. About every 10 seconds, Immerseus will cast Shabold at every member of the raid. This will deal some damage as well as leave a black void zone in that location. These won't disappear for a while. To compensate for this mechanic, we split the raid into 3 separate groups around the room. Since I had the most people on my platform, and we were also on the largest platform, I had difficulty at first keeping everyone in my healing range. To solve this problem, we simply had everyone start on the far right side and move toward the left. This solution also proved somewhat helpful with another of Immerseus' main abilities called Swirl. First, he will summon jets of water that move around the room. If a player is hit by this, they will shoot up into the air, which is particularly annoying as a caster. Immediately after, he will turn to a random area in the room where players are and aim a powerful stream of water toward them, which when hit will deal a large amount of damage and also throw the person backwards. We noticed that he always turned clockwise when casting this, which is why leaving the void zones on our right helped us to run from this mechanic. It can be healed through if a damage reduction cooldown is on the raid member. It can be avoided with spells like Blink and Dispersion. Corrosive Blast is a frontal cone ability which applies a dot that will stack and requires a tank swap. We swapped at 1 stack. Seeping Shaw is a protective bubble that Immerseus wears, preventing players from getting too close to him. If you enter it, you take damage and are thrown backwards. Simple solution, don't try to stand on top of the boss. He has a large hitbox, so melee don't need to worry. Phase 2 begins when Immerseus reaches 0 health. At this point, all of the void zones will slide toward him. Move out of the way of these, as they will still deal damage to you if you are hit by them. During this phase, little blob ads will be summoned randomly around the room. There are 2 types of ads, dark blobs called Shaw puddles that your DPS need to kill, and green blobs called contaminated puddles that your healers need to heal to full. These ads will try to reach Immerseus. The dark blobs can be CC'd to slow them. The green blobs are slowed the more they are healed up. If you kill a dark blob while in 10 yards of it as a DPS, you gain 25 increased damage to them for a short time. If you heal a green blob and are in 12 yards of it when healed to full, healers gain 25% mana regeneration and 75 healing increased for a short time. Our goal was to kill or heal 2 blobs per person, as it is extremely difficult to get every single one before they hit Immerseus. When a dark blob reaches Immerseus, it explodes, dealing damage to everyone in the raid. When a green blob reaches him, it heals him up. The more dark blobs the DPS kill, the less damage is taken when they reach Immerseus. The more green blobs the healers heal to full, the less Immerseus is healed, and the shorter the fight. There is an enrage timer, so it's up to the healers to control beating the timer. The phases will repeat, slowly speeding up until Immerseus is completely cleansed. That completes this tutorial. The full video will begin shortly. Thank you for watching, and happy healing!
breaking the weight of which has yet